Hello everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Pokemon LeafGreen. Last time, we started on getting to the Route 3 after beating the gym leader Brock. And we finally managed to get our new team member, Anarchy, the Nidoran male. And this time, though, we are going to be heading to Mount Moon, home of, well, the next Pokemon that we're going to encounter. Now, Route 4 is a bit more screwy, and frankly, I am going to say outright that you won't encounter any Pokemon in Route 4, only because that the Pokemon encountered are only after Mount Moon, so do not bother worrying about it for now. Instead, though, we're probably going to be more likely using George and Sparky a little bit more, because guess what? You're going to be running into Pokemon that are weak to them, so here we go. Mount Moon is home to 4 new Pokemon. First one being Zubat, incredibly common in this area. Now, Zubat is a poison flying type, an incredibly common Pokemon. Also, Zubat comes with the ability Inner Focus, which basically means no recoil, no flinching at any point. Another thing Zubat is that normally a Pokemon that's very common wouldn't exactly be the best thing in the world, and typically people wouldn't exactly prefer it. Not so with Zubat, it does evolve in the Golbat, getting a lot faster. However, as you notice in the bio, I am saying that it's just not going to evolve to Final Evolution Crobat. Why is that? Well, that's because, unfortunately, unless you beat the Pokemon League and then get 60 Pokemon in the Pokedex, you cannot get Crobat at all in this game, so do not bother with it. So, arguably speaking, you're going to be stuck with a Golbat for the entirety of the game, and you can't do anything about it. Besides that, though, their Pokemon itself is actually quite good when you want to. Also, TM09 containing Bullet Seed. It's a good grass-type move, wouldn't exactly recommend it. But next up would be a 1% encounter rate, being Clefairy. It's only 1% encounter rate on this floor, though. It's actually more common in later floors. However, Clefairy is a pure normal type. However, it's not a fairy type yet. That's Generation 6. Now, Clefairy itself is actually a decently offensive Pokemon when it comes to special side as well as HP. Originally, back when I was practicing for this LP, I decided I might have wanted to use it. But unfortunately, Clefairy doesn't exactly serve many uses, especially when A, it's a pure normal type in a generation where normal type isn't exactly the best type in the world. And B, I would rather not use a Pokemon that I'm probably going to be using something else for. But besides that, Clefairy is not exactly going to be a useful team member for me. It does evolve into a Clefable with a Moonstone, which is similar to the Nidoran family. I should warn all of you right now. If you have to want to get a Moonstone by getting another Pokemon to evolve, you need to make sure you get all of them at once, otherwise you're not getting it. Also, Clefairy can sometimes have a Moonstone with them. Those men are in the cave. What about you? And we got into a trainer battle. So, besides that, Clefairy is a good Pokemon if you want to have one, especially with metronome nonsense. Because, frankly, it's hilarious. But, I will say outright, it is definitely going to see better days, especially when it comes to certain Pokemon. Next up is Geodude. Geodude is a rock ground type. We saw Brock use one. Now, Geodude itself is actually a great defensive Pokemon. Downside is that it's quad weak to both water and grass, so it's going to get knocked down by them very easily, and I wouldn't say outright that you have better options for a rock ground type in this game, especially later. If you really wanted to train to evolve it, it can evolve at level 25 into a Graveler, and then finally Golem. However, Golem's a bit more awkward because guess what? There are evolutions in this game known as trade evolutions. You cannot get the trade Pokemon evolution unless you trade. And if you don't have a second Game Boy, you're not getting a Pokemon that can trade evolve. So besides that, you're kind of stuck without the next Pokemon. Also, Anarchy learned Focus Energy. Nice. So, yeah, I'll say outright, if you really want a Pokemon like a rock ground type, there's better options, especially faster ground types. So the last Pokemon is Paris. Paris is a bug grass type with generic stats. Unfortunately, Paris has one of the biggest flaws is the fact that Paris itself is quad weak to flying, which literally obliterates it, and if you really notice, it's quad weak to fire as well. So I'll say outright, Paris can be a very bad Pokemon, especially if you're running into one. It does have the ability Effect Spore, and it's actually the only Pokemon in Kanto to learn the move Spore, which is 100% accurate sleep. Spore itself is actually a very powerful move, however, I'll say outright, if you're really picking up for that move, there are better options. And Paris does evolve into Parasect decently early, I guess. But besides that, it's not exactly about winning any rewards, especially when it comes to the grass types. There are better options out there for grass types, especially the starter Pokemon Bulbasaur, as well as a Pokemon that comes up later. But besides that, you have better options out there. Also, would be the Bug Catcher. Alright, let's continue on this route and get ourselves a Paralyzio, which helps our paralysis. Very good. Mount Moon is that first big dungeon. Viridian Forest wasn't exactly a big dungeon. This is a big dungeon, though. However, I'll say outright, this area can be a very big annoyance. You gotta be careful about certain Pokemon as well, because Q-Charm Clefairy is annoying, because I forgot to talk about Infatuation status. Infatuation is basically a 50-50 if you get to attack or not. Yeah, you heard me right. A 50-50. And if you get paralyzed, it's even worse. If you get confused, you better pray to Arceus you can move. Because that's going to be annoying. Also, we found Iris, who has indeed a Clefairy. Now, I'm not going to start the battle off with Cry Chopping yet. I'm going to just lower its physical defense, because Clefairy has a lot of HP. So, yeah, Double Slap. Ow. Now, I might as well talk about Double Slap. Hit 2 times. Yeah, that sounds common, right? Wrong. It actually has a 2 to 5 hit move. Yeah, it's that annoying. So you might encounter a Clefairy using Double Slap to Triple Slap to Quadruple Slap to 5 times Slap. It can be very annoying when you run into a Clefairy. It does give the most experience, though, in the area. I lost? Yes, you did. Yes, you did indeed. So, yeah, besides that, this mountain is definitely annoying. I will say outright, this cave can be a very common one when you run into Zubat frequently. Ironically enough, the encounter rate for Zubat is 69%. Yes, go clap about the whole 69%. I do not care. Now, ironically enough, I probably am actually low on potions. I probably should have stocked up a bit more on them, but I can probably get away with a certain Pokemon. Dang it. Well, Dirt Shit is the second most common Pokemon in the game in this area, but I won't say it's a good idea. So, Scientist. What? Don't think about me. You turn towards me, you fool. Of course. Ironically enough, Clefairy is a 1% encounter in this area. So, Magnemite. Magnemite we won't be encountering for a while, so they're actually the other option for an electric type that if you really want an electric type, it's there if you want it. They're decently physically defensive, and I'll say outright they tend to take hits very well, and they also have Supersonic. No, it's not the 7 Chaos Emeralds, it's literally just Confusion. If you want to get rid of Confusion, just swap out. The problem is, Magnemite also comes with another move. A move that they're known for is very, very annoying. Well, not Tackle, though. No. Instead, they have a potential move of Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom is a pure 20 power move no matter what. Meaning, if you get hit by it, you're losing 20 HP no matter what. It does suck. Horrendously, even. And I'll say outright, if you get hit by it too many times, you're basically fainting. At least this way, we can actually run into a Voltorb. Voltorb is actually a bit earlier compared to the other one, but I will say outright, Voltorb is not a good idea. Because it's fast, but it also only has Tackle and Sonic Boom, really. A lot of the Voltorb family learn the same moves. I will say outright, the variety of moves that they both learn aren't exactly the best, and I'm going to get screeched. That lowers my defense by 2 stages rather than 1. And now I fainted from burn. Yo! Oh, dear. You couldn't handle the heat. Stay out of the kitchen. Super Nerd Joven. My Pokemon won't do! And that's what you get. I probably won't run back to the Pokemon Center to get some potions, because frankly, I'd rather not, because I can get away with going through this route. I've done it before. So, besides that, the Zubats are very common. You can't get their evolution yet, so don't bother. A potion, good. I got a potion I need to get back. If I get low on HP, I'll definitely use it. But besides that, I'm not going to worry about it. Rare Candy. I will be saving these. Rare Candy guarantee a level up no matter what. If you use it, it gives you a level up. So, I see another Bug Catcher there. I'm going to be using Anarchy for that, because frankly, Anarchy needs to catch up in levels, and Anarchy has unfortunate downsides. You need to go through this cave to get to Cerulean City. He's not wrong. You have to go through this cave to get Cerulean. Big thing is, by the way, if you go through this cave, guess what? Robbie Sandakabri. You have to get everything at the end of it before leaving it. Otherwise, you're going through this entire cave again. I am not kidding. It's annoying. And, of course, use a screenshot first. Doesn't even bother using Tackle to get Poison Point from. Poison Point is obnoxious and especially good on Nidoran because it just frankly keeps poison damage going. I will say outright, it does not exactly help that Nidoran male is probably the harder one to find in LeafGreen. If you fight Fire Red, you're having an easier time. But besides that, I'm just going to keep going away with Peck, and it's about already up poison, it's about the pain from Peck. Great. Thank you, Gabe. Thanks a lot. I did not want to waste my time with that, but you did. 112, okay, level 10. I believe I'll learn Double Kick soon. Double Kick is actually a good useful move from Nidorans. It does help against the Rock types. Metapod. I'm going to switch to Drag out. Because I'd rather not deal the defense speed down, and having it leveled up is actually pretty good. I also am about to evolve soon. Drag is about to evolve, which is actually quite a good thing. I won't discuss the evolutionary stats, but wow, you just wanted to nuke it in one shot, did you, Drag? Alright, level 16. I'm actually having fun now. So, that is actually good. So, I might as well mention something. You reach the evolutionary level, but you faint. Guess what? You don't evolve. It's that annoying. It is actually a very annoying thing that is in this game, and I would frankly say outright, if you have that happen to you, it sucks horrendously. But it can happen, and it does annoy everyone to no end. You don't evolve during battle like in the anime, so anime watchers only, you do not get the ability to do that. It sucks. Besides that, I'm just been getting slingshot left and right. Alright, there we go. Caterpie is finally defeated. That was very, very annoying. Okay, Anarchy gained a lot of experience. Wow, Anarchy is just getting a lot of experience rapidly. I lost. Now, what? Drag is evolving? Yes, indeed. Congratulations, your Drag evolved into Charmeleon. Charmeleon just gets a lot stronger and a lot more powerful. It also is a secondary evolution, so guess what? Its HP stat went up a lot. It's also getting a lot stronger. Evolution essentially gives you a lot more variety in terms of strength. But I'll say outright, evolution is also a bad thing in terms of Pokemon that don't have moves. Escape rope, by the way, you can use this to escape from a dungeon. If you evolve a Pokemon, they generally get more stats, however they become harder and harder to level up. That's typically how the evolutionary way works. And there's a Cheeto there, and I'm attempting to fight it, but I'm not going to do it because, frankly, I'd rather not have George get beat around a lot. Aye. Zubat again. As tempting as Zubat would be, I was originally planning to use a Zubat, and originally planning to use Squirtle. It did not pan out well. I'm excavating for fossils here under Mount Moon. Sometimes Brock at Peter Jim lends me a hand. That's nice of him. Again. Zubat. I remember my first shiny Pokemon actually being a Zubat back when I played Diamond and Pearl. I'm not kidding, by the way. That actually was a fun thing. And alas, I'm gonna bet you're going to use a Clefairy again. Wow, it's way bigger in here than I thought. It's a mountain. What are you expecting it to be? Small? Last Mariam would like the battle, send out Oddish. That is actually a version-exclusive Pokemon that you cannot encounter for a while. By the way, Nidoran actually walls it, because guess what? You're poison on a grass type that only knows grass type moves. Ironically enough, while Absorb is considered physical, contact, it does not matter because it doesn't get poisoned because it's poison side type. What am I saying? Poison subtype. Ugh. I keep tripping over my own words sometimes, and I'm getting low on HP. You just keep using them for a while. Get out of here, you stupid Oddish. You're very odd today, Oddish. Good day, good say. Alright, level up. Level 11. I believe I learned Double Kick around level 12, if memory serves me correctly. Bellsprout. That is the other version exclusive. For those wondering in advance what version exclusivity, Bellsprout's more common and is actually the only one that you get in LeafGreen, whereas the other one is Oddish, which you get in Fire Red only. Either or both have Clarifier for the ability. Bellsprout's a bit more offensive of the two, but I'll say outright, it's either or if you want to pick one. If I was doing the original practice playthroughs, I was picking Squirtle, and I was considering using Bellsprout as a team because it's good. Also, Double Kick. Oh, I lost! It's actually good for me because I can actually use a guaranteed potion on my blasted Nidoran because it's getting annoying. Also, having Double Kick very much gives Anarchy a way to deal with the rock types finally. Because rock types can be very annoying, especially in early dungeons. let's go into this cave first. Go out first and go to this one. I gotta go back to the beginning, actually. Because, guess what? This is a Team Rocket employee. But first, before we do that, let's sneak the item and get a TM46 containing Thief. Thief allows you to steal any object from an opponent Pokemon. If they're holding a Pokemon item, they can actually use this. However, as long as you have the ability to do it, then you're fine. However, not many Pokemon can learn this move. Thief itself is only good against certain Pokemon if you want to use it, and frankly, I wouldn't recommend it. There are Pokemon, though, that generally hold Hell items, especially the family of Clefairy, because, oh boy, you want to catch those Pokemon? Well, too bad. You don't want to bother with this. And now, let's first, our evil organization. We're pulling a big job here. Get lost, kid. I always seem to do this. I'm going to have to go back to the first area just to get that dang ladder. Team Rocket Grunt. Zubat. Level 11. Not exactly that much of a threat. It also only knows Leaf Slip, so I can actually get away with it, but I need to heal. I'm going to use Sparky just to blast it. Unfortunately, until the generation, I believe it was 7 or 8, Leech Life is horrendously bad. It's one of the worst bug-type moves in the generation when you first find it. This is why all Zubat later in the games actually do another... You nuisance, and I'm not going to rest the blasted nonsense of that. Get out of here with that. Anarchy! Leech Life. Ow. Nope, that doesn't work at all either, and I'm just losing 1 HP. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Supersonic is obnoxious, and I'm surprised he's 2 for 2 for that, because it does learn another move later on known as Confuse Ray, but besides that, he sent on Ekans. Ekans is not exactly that bad. It's a version exclusive Pokemon as well, but it's not exactly around here. Let's see who's about to evolve. I level up about... NRK does level up soon, but I'm not going to risk it against an Ekans, because I can't do anything besides Ek, and it's going to be more annoying, because guess what? Ekans is only available in Fire Red, and it always has Intimidate, meaning any physical attacks I do will be cut in half in terms of damage. You're better off just using a special attacker and just nuking it to pieces if you have the ability to do so. Downside is Ekans also is decently special defensively, so at this point in the game, you're going to be careful, because Ekans can be very annoying, and also knows Poison stuff, which is even more annoying. Oh, of course you get a critical. Stupid AI and their blasted crit rates. Honestly, it's still better than the blasted Gen 1 crit rate, because for those who want to know how crit rate worked in Generation 1, it was determined based on your speed stat and nothing else. Higher your speed stats, the better critical hit rate. So Team Rocket Grunt's defeated, so you are good. 3 for 54, 52 for winning, and I need to heal. Actually, I'm probably right next to the Pokemon Center. I can actually just use an escape rope to get it. Here's an ether. I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to use escape rope just to get out of there, because I honestly am not going to use it. I really don't use escape ropes unless I have to. There we go, found it. The stairwell, by the way, for second floor, no matter what, there will be a 100% encounter rate for a Pokemon that's down in this area, known as Paris. As you saw before, Paris is a horrible grass type. It is only bug grass type, and it's only Citadels nonsense. I won't say it's a good idea, plus it also has the Effect Spore ability, which is actually very annoying. You just got yourself poisoned. Now, I'd recommend catching one not for a good reason, though. It can come with items Tiny Mushroom and Big Mushroom, but it also comes with the fact that it can learn 3 of the more pointless HMs in this game. I recommend catching one and using it for HM slaving, because otherwise, you're just going to basically waste your time using move slots for that. Paris has been caught, and Paris has been added to the Pokedex. Burrows to suck tree nuts. The mushrooms on its back grow by drawing nutrients from the bug host. Yes, indeed. It's not the bug. No. It's the mushroom Pokemon. No nickname for you. And it's gonna die of poison because I don't care enough. Ah, of course. They found a level 10. Good grief. No point in doing that. No way. So let's go back to phase 3 and another Rocket Grunt. We, Team Rocket, are Pokemon gangsters. We strike fear with our strength. How ominous. Anyway, Team Rocket Grunt like battle. He sent out Sandshrew. Sandshrew is the version exclusive Pokemon that's for LeafGreen, by the way, in case you're wondering. Sandshrew is notoriously known for a variety of things, but it's more commonly known for its ground typing attacks, and it's annoying. Because I have no option for a ground type besides that Paris I grabbed. I'm going to get hit by a scratch move, and it's going to be annoying. I'm going to have to use Focus Energy just to boost my crit rate and then use Double Kick repeatedly. Because otherwise, I'm risking using other Pokemon to do this, and it's annoying. Will you stop doing that and get poisoned already? I'm really getting tired of this. The Focus Energy does help because the secondary hit will always do a potential chance of criticaling, and it's actually quite good. And you just got poisoned. Great. I'm trying to level up Anarchy a bit because once it reaches level 16, it will evolve into a Pokemon that's actually good. But I can't exactly do anything with this because, frankly, it's annoying to wait till evolving. Also, 219, it's actually quite good because a rare Pokemon, you can actually get a lot of experience from it. Also, good. Rattata. I can actually use my dang George against it because Rattata is a normal type against a fighting type. There we go. Rattata's out, and it's going to be annoying, but nothing else to do about it. Of course, you get a crit on a Blasted Quick Attack. Get out of here. Stupid Rattata. Why is my luck always bad? Zubat. Oh, great. My team has been beaten around by this Rocket Grunt only because of Rattata getting a crit for no reason. What's next? Zubat somehow gets a double critical hit on me and survives Thundershock. It does survive Thundershock. Oh no, Leash Life. Whatever shall I do? I was expecting a Supersonic. Ironically enough, it can get paralyzed, so So yeah, you get penalized by just attacking Pikachu physically outright. It's very good. Sparky leveled up, probably, which is actually quite good, because I need level 13. Sparky will learn some new moves later on, but it actually learns naturally one electric move that other electric types don't. I blew it! Yes, you did. Yes, you did indeed. Now get out of here. I'm gonna have to go back to the Pokemon Mart and buy some potions, because frankly, I'm running low on my healing items. The only reason for that is the fact that I basically wasted a lot of money on something I didn't want to waste on. There we go, we're fully healed. I'm all good. Care about Paris. Star Piece. You can sell this for a lot of money. Aye! Oh, the twisted irony. I found a Clefairy at 6% encounter rate. So, I can beat it up if I want to, but the problem is I can proc Shoot Charm, which is even more annoying. It does come with the move Double Slap and Sig, which is actually quite annoying. Ironically enough, I got Q-Charmed immediately. Of course. Hit 2 times, and what are you going to do? You're going to make me double kick you in the face again. Encore basically is one of those moves that force you to use a move every turn, and Clefairy is a rare Pokemon. I might as well catch it for the sake of the Pokedex, because catching one on 1% encounter rate is more annoying. Unfortunately, its catch rate is the lowest of the Pokemon in the route, so guess what? I'm going to have to switch out and actually use Sparky just to dang paralyze it. Ironically enough, Sparky would actually need time because guess what? Q-Charm does not proc on a Pokemon of the same gender, so it doesn't work. So let's use Thunder Wave and paralyze it so we can actually catch this, because I'd rather catch it with Pokedex than anything else. And let's just do Sing Sing. Okay. You knocked me asleep. Congratulations, Clefairy. You happy now? 1, 2, 3. Clefairy got caught, finally. Yeah, that was taking a while. Clefairy was added to the Pokedex. With its magical and cute appeal, it has many admirers. It's rare and found only in certain areas. The fairy Pokemon. I'm not going to name it. So, Clefairy... Actually, I forgot about the Paris, because guess what? It actually has a dang tiny mushroom on its body. Clefairy itself, I'm not going to use. Might as well check the nature. Careful nature. That was... Huh. That's actually a special defensive wall, because it's plus special defense minus special attack. Not exactly the best nature in the world. I would say outright it's probably one of the worst. And Paris is about to faint. Paris fainted! Haha! Yeah, I expected that to happen. I'm not going to bother going back to Pokemon Center just to heal up Paris. Because, frankly, I don't see a point of it, and I could actually just use Thief to get those dang tiny mushrooms if I wanted to later. but I'd rather not use Thief at all because it's not exactly that good of a move yet. So, besides that, we've done that area entirely. Unfortunately, Sparky's asleep. I might as well go back to the Pokemon Center and heal. I'll be right back because sleep's annoying to get out of, and I'd rather not waste the items. That took longer than necessary, but frankly, it was fine by me. Whatever. Zubat again. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Thankfully, though, if I wanted to get through this area easily, Repel is probably the best option to have, but I would say outright it's not recommended to waste my time with Repels. I will be cutting out any random encounters in this, so there's a reason why I'm going to be cutting them out. So, let's continue on. Ah, dang it. Every 12 steps, a Zubat appears. Youngster, did you come to explore the cave too? Youngster Josh would like the battle. He sent out Rattata. Oh, gosh. No, not you. You're going to use Quick Attack in the first turn, of course. No? I'm shocked. A Rattata doesn't use Quick Attack on the first turn. Probably using Tackle instead, wasn't it? Darn it. 121. He only knows Rattata, of course. Thank goodness he doesn't have Eradicate somehow, because there has been weird awkwardness. Eradicate sucks. Sorry that interruption briefly. I had a cough, which is not exactly good. 14. Zubat. Oh, you don't have all right. I'm shocked. In that case, I'm just gonna Thundershock you. Ironically enough, my team is around a decent level for more trainers, but frankly, I'd recommend outright that I want to level up to about, I would say, I would want my team to be at least level 15 or 16 before we get to Cerulean City. Losing stinks. That's so uncool. 160. Gee, how do you think I feel when I lose? Hiker. I believe hikers all have dang rock types. Whoa, you shocked me! Oh, you're just a kid. Excuse you? Just a kid? How dare you, sir? Hiker, Marcos would like the battle. It's not Geodude. All they have is Geodude. Thank goodness, because Onix would be annoying. Ironically enough, though, Onix would be funny because Onix's dang weight class actually makes it easy to get hit by low kick. Mud Sport. I might as well talk about that move. Mud Sport pretty much weakens electric type moves outright. Although it has 1 HP, so Scratch can actually knock it out. That's fine. Level 14. Nice, 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 indeed. Another Geodude. I might as well keep Marcos because guess what? Marcos is just going to be using Geodudes, and ironically enough, I leveled up, so more damage. Pretty glad. Never mind. I'm good. I'm all good, in fact. I haven't gone past the first floor, but I'm good. He has an Onix, which means low kick reaches its maximum power of 120. In case you're wondering if I'm wrong, I'm not. Because guess what? Low kick at maximum 120 power move. Which means that if you found an Onix and you just use low kick on it, you get a bunch of experience points, and it's basically a very free level up. Wow, shocked again. 360. 360 no scope. Never mind. Alright, and there's also an item here. A Moonstone, which if you evolve one Pokemon to evolve, you can use this. I might as well warn you all right now. Evolving immediately is not actually a good idea on certain Pokemon, especially the Pokemon that need the moves. Because evolved Pokemon in this game don't generally learn new moves to a degree. Some Pokemon with Stone Evolutions actually don't learn a lot of fast moves that they typically would learn. For example, Sparky the Pikachu does not gain any level up moves when it evolves into Raichu. So I'd recommend if you try to evolve it immediately, you're gonna basically have a high Pokemon down power Pokemon, but have no moves for it. So that's pretty much the reason why I don't evolve my Pokemon immediately. And of course, it's attack. Besides that, Mount Moon's actually quite a big area, and I will be speeding through this just to get that out of the way, because frankly, we're already 30 minutes into the recording, and I'm frankly annoyed that it's taking this long. Zubat's actually less common in this area because guess what? It's actually only 49% instead of 69%. Hello, Rocket Grunt. Little kids shouldn't be messing around with the grown-ups. It could be bad news. To that answer, I say no, don't care, didn't ask, and you're gonna lose. Oh no, Rattata. Whatever shall I do? Right jump? Yes. The fact they haven't been using Quick Attack is weird. Because they always do that. The AI always does that. Level 15. Alright, that's actually pretty good for my Pokemon. And Sandshrew. Unironically enough, Sandshrew is decently heavy, but it's not heavy enough to actually proc that low kick strong attack. Actually, I'm probably overthinking this. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to keep using Karate Chop. It has high physical defense, but it doesn't exactly get knocked out too quickly. I think I can get away with doing another one. Ah, great. Sand Attack. Never good. I hate Sand Attack. There we go. Scratch knocked it out entirely. 2d8. Nice. Your Rocket Grunt's defeated. I'm steamed. 4-1-16 turn winning. Keep going. Time to get going. There's not many trainers in this area down below, by the way. In case you're wondering, another Paris. Yeah, they actually can get up to level 12, which is actually kind of worrying, but they're free experience if you find one. Really? You only need to catch the one Paris in order to use the HM nonsense, because that's weird. This is floor 3. Paris is actually not that common on this floor. Actually, no, wait. It's actually more common there than it is cheating. Another Clefairy. Huh. Neat. Tempting, but no. Tempting to knock it out for free experience, but no. I probably should heal just in case. Because, frankly, the opponent's Pokemon can be very annoying, and Team Rocket Grunts are annoying. Because most of them carry Rattatas, Ekans, or anything else. I believe this one will be carrying... Yeah, I just need it. Let's see. I think I'm going to be using Sparky for this one because he's my lowest level on my team. I turn right. I encounter Zubat. Whoop-de-doo. Let me get out of there at least. We, Team Rocket, shall find the fossils. Reviving Pokemon from them will earn us huge riches. Mr. Krabs, money. Okay, whatever. Team Rocket Grunt like the battle, sends out Rattata. I probably should not have to switch to Pikachu. Sparky, come out. I'm gonna switch Door back in. It's probably gonna use Quick Attack your first turn, aren't you? Yep. How did I know that? Alright, now you don't use Quick Attack when George is out. Of course. For some reason, they apparently are biased towards not using Quick Attack against George. Zubat. Now I can use Sparky. Good grief. Oh, the twisted irony. Swap out in order to get Pikachu Sparky some experience, only for her to be outclassed by a Rattata. Funny. Well, that's annoying. Haha! Paralyzed. The other move they learn is Astonish. Essentially, it's a Ghost-type physical attack. Yes, I said Ghost because guess what? Ghost-type moves are all physical in this generation. Ugh, now I'm mad. 416 again. They actually carry a lot of money with them, so I'd recommend... Alright, that was a tickle in my throat that I did not have any control of whatsoever, but apparently my body said, oh yeah, you're gonna cough now. Great. Just great. Another Zubat. I'm just gonna zap it. Ironically enough, since lower level, it's probably not gonna survive this. Yeah! There is a scientist over here. We might want to switch out because the scientists typically will have electric type, steel type of Magnemite. So, yeah. Hey, stop! I found these fossils. They're both mine! You super nerd Miguel would like the battle. Grimer. He does not have a steel type. Oh, no. Well, Grimer is a special wall, and fighting type moves barely do any damage. I might have problems. Ironically enough, I'm going to be using Drag just to deal more damage, because Drag is very much the best offensive choice I have. Disable. It prevents you from using a move repeatedly. Rather, it pretty much seals up the move temporarily, and you can't use it. Until probably the end of the battle or disable breaks. Either or happens. And of course, using Harden, which doesn't make any sense. Alright, let's just get rid of you. Stupid Grimer. Having to use drag on this is a bit more annoying, but I'd rather not waste my time with that. Coughing. The opposite of the Grimer. It essentially is a physical wall, but nothing else. It does have the ability to levitate, so if you want to use a ground type move on it, too bad. You're basically missing no matter what. It also has Smog, which is more annoying because guess what? Poison status sucks. Unless, of course, it's you hitting one of the poison moves, because guess what? It always loves it. So, Voltorb as well, which is the last one. Not exactly a threat. It's pretty fast, though, but unfortunately, not faster than Drag. Charge. That is an electric move that basically boosts the power of electric type moves when the next move uses it. Downside, it's not the generation where it gains special defense up, so it's not exactly going to get it. There we go, level 17. It's actually pretty good for drag, because I think it's going to learn... No, it's not. Okay, I'll share. So, he has 2 fossils. We'll each take a fossil, no being greedy. So there's 2 fossils here. One being a dome fossil, and the other being a helix fossil. I might as well talk about the Pokemon on these fossils because you cannot get them again if you don't talk about them now. So the first fossil, the Dome Fossil, is a physical attacker known as Kabuto. Kabuto is more physically offensive than its counterpart. Kabuto itself is a Water Rock type. Downside is, being a Water Rock type means it has plenty of weaknesses. Kabuto's evolution to Kabutops requires it to reach level 40. That's a huge caveat when it comes to both of these fossils. Both fossils need to be level 40 in order to do so. And Kabuto is more physically offensive. The other Pokemon is Omanyte, all hail Lord Helix, is a special attacker compared to Kabuto, so it's going to be more specially offensive than the other one, which means it's going to be using more water moves. Both of them have the same physical defense increase, however, Amistar typically is a more preferred option because it generally is better at taking hits. Not only that, it's a Pokemon that actually has a better stat-wise and stat spread when you try to go by RBY standards, because guess what? That special attack was its special back in Gen 1. So if you really want a Pokemon like a fossil of one of the two, Omanyte is your best choice. I'll be personally picking the Helix fossil because it really doesn't matter. I'm not going to use it for my team. You cannot get these survived until late in the game. So I'm talking about them now rather than later. So let's go. Helix fossil. His fossil in the key items. And he'll be taking the... Alright, this fossil is mine. Yep, he took the dumb fossil. Hi, Chia-Dude. How's it going, buddy? Hey, George. There we go. So close for level up. So far away. Antidote. And we exited Mount Moon. However, everything written itself right here. Next time on Pokemon LeafGreen, we are going to be continuing on the Cerulean City. See you all next time.